Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl who always wore a bright red hooded cape. Everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother packed a basket full of fresh bread, honey, and warm soup and said, "Grandma is feeling unwell. Please take this to her, but remember, stay on the path and don't talk to strangers." "I promise, Mama," said Little Red Riding Hood. She skipped along the forest path, humming a tune, when suddenly, a big gray wolf stepped onto the trail. "Where are you going, little girl?" the wolf asked in a silky voice. "To my grandma's house, past the big oak tree," she said, forgetting her mother's warning. The wolf grinned, showing his sharp teeth. He quickly thought of a plan. "What lovely flowers! Why don't you pick some for your grandma?" he suggested. Little Red Riding Hood liked the idea and wandered off the path. Meanwhile, the clever wolf ran straight to Grandma's house. When he arrived, he knocked on the door. "Who is it?" asked Grandma. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf said in a high voice. Grandma opened the door, and the wolf pounced. But just as he was about to gobble her up, Grandma jumped out the window and hid in the garden shed. The wolf put on Grandma's nightcap and climbed into bed, waiting for Little Red Riding Hood. A few minutes later, Little Red Riding Hood arrived. "Grandma, I brought you some treats," she said, stepping inside. But something looked strange. "Grandma, what big eyes you have! The better to see you with, my dear," the wolf said. "Grandma, what big ears you have! The better to hear you with, my dear. Grandma, what big teeth you have! The better to eat you with," roared the wolf, leaping out of bed. Just then, bim! The door burst open. A kind woodsman had heard Grandma's cries and rushed inside with his axe. The wolf yelped and ran away, never to be seen again. Grandma came out of the shed, and Little Red Riding Hood gave her a big hug. "I'm so sorry, Grandma. I should have listened to Mama." "Yes, dear," said Grandma, smiling. "But I'm glad you're safe. And I sure could use some of that warm soup." From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood always listened to her mother, and never spoke to strangers again.